The stars above Outpost Delta 9 shimmered like scattered diamonds. Lieutenant Aaron Vale leaned against the observation deck's railing, sipping stale coffee, staring at the endless void. He'd been stationed here for months, a lonely assignment on the edge of trade routes. Patrols were dull, days dragged, and he'd nearly forgotten what real purpose felt like. Until she appeared. The alarms had gone off at dawn, an emergency pod drifting into the system. Aaron had been the first to board the docking bay, rifle in hand, expecting raiders or smugglers. Instead, when the hatch hissed open, he found a child, a little girl. She was no human. Her skin shimmered faintly violet, her hair a silver cascade tangled from the journey. Eyes far too large for her tiny face looked up at him, brimming with fear and desperate hope. "Are you human?" she asked, her voice trembling. Aaron slowly lowered his rifle. "Yeah, I'm human. You're safe now." She clutched a pendant at her chest, whispering something to herself before meeting his gaze again. "Please," she said. "My mom, she's trapped. On a planet you call Earth. You have to help me find her." The medics checked her over. No major injuries, just dehydration and exhaustion. Aaron sat outside the infirmary, trying to make sense of her words. An alien girl asking him to find her mother. On Earth? Impossible. Earth was a fortress world, heavily monitored, the heart of humanity's domain. No alien could just end up there. When she was finally released, she found him immediately, clutching his sleeve as though he was her anchor. "My name is Ori," she whispered. "Ori," Aaron repeated gently. "I'm Aaron. Do you want to tell me how your mother ended up on Earth?" Her lip trembled. She pointed at the pendant in her hands, a tiny crystal sphere glowing faintly. "She's a healer. Our world was attacked, and she was taken. Last signal came from Earth. I escaped to find anyone, who could help." Aaron exhaled, rubbing his temple. She was just a child, but her story had the weight of truth. And if she'd really crossed half the galaxy alone in an escape pod, her mother must be important. "Why me?" he asked quietly. "Because you didn't turn me away," she said simply. "Others would. You looked at me, and you saw me." Aaron's chest tightened. He'd thought his time on Delta 9 was meaningless. Now, a child believed he was her only hope. The decision haunted him all night. He should have reported her to command. Let the diplomats, the brass, the bureaucrats handle it. But when he peeked into the med bay and saw her curled up, clutching that pendant, whispering for her mother in her sleep, he knew what he had to do. By morning, he'd smuggled her aboard his patrol ship. "Buckle up," he told her, forcing a smile. "We're going to Earth." Her eyes widened. "You'll really help me?" "I'll try," he said. "That's a promise." The journey was long. Ori was quiet at first, watching the stars through the viewport, humming soft alien lullabies to herself. But as days passed, she began to open up. She laughed when Aaron burned their rations trying to cook. She sat in the captain's chair, pretending to give orders. She also cried at night when she thought he couldn't hear. One evening, as they drifted past a nebula glowing like fire in the dark, she asked, "Do humans love their mothers like we do?" Aaron swallowed hard. "Yeah, they do." "Then maybe someone on Earth is kind. Like you. Maybe they're keeping her safe." Aaron wanted to believe that. But Earth was complicated. Aliens weren't welcomed, not openly. If Ori's mother had been taken there, it wasn't for kindness. Still, he couldn't crush her hope. "We'll find her," he said, though the promise weighed like stone. Earth's orbit was a wall of steel and fire. The defense grid scanned every incoming vessel. Aaron used old clearance codes, praying his forgotten assignment on Delta 9 had kept him beneath the radar. By miracle or fate, they slipped through. He set the ship down on the edge of an old industrial sector, the kind where questions weren't asked and shadows lingered. Ori clung to his hand as they slipped through crowded streets. "Do you know where to start?" he asked. She touched her pendant. "It will guide me. It's linked to her heartbeat." Aaron raised a brow, but when the crystal glowed brighter, tugging faintly toward the east, he followed without question. Through alleys, over broken fences, down forgotten tunnels, the pendant led them deeper into the underbelly of Earth's capital. Until finally, they reached it, an abandoned research facility, sealed but not silent. The door groaned as Aaron forced it open. Inside, dim lights flickered. Cages lined the walls. And in one of them, slumped but alive, was a woman. Her skin shimmered the same violet as Ori's, though paler, worn from captivity. Her hair, tangled but unmistakable, was silver like her daughter's. Her eyes widened when she saw them. "Ori," she cried, voice raw. Ori rushed forward, sobbing. "Mom." Aaron shot the lock, forcing the cage open. The woman collapsed into her daughter's arms, clutching her as if she'd never let go again. "You came," she whispered. "I thought I'd lost you forever." Ori smiled through tears. "I found him. A human. He saved me." The woman turned to Aaron, eyes filled with gratitude and something deeper. "You risked everything. For us." Aaron shrugged, throat tight. Didn't feel like a choice. But danger was never far. Footsteps thundered through the halls. Armed men shouting orders. Whatever organization had kept her here wasn't about to lose their prize without a fight. Aaron raised his rifle. "Stay behind me." They fought through the corridors, blaster fire scorching walls, alarms blaring. Ori clung to her mother as Aaron covered every exit. For every enemy that fell, more swarmed. His pulse pounded, lungs burning. At the hangar doors, he nearly faltered. Too many, too close. Then Ori's mother stepped forward, hands glowing with strange energy. Her voice rang like a storm, alien words filling the air. The ground shook. Light burst outward, throwing their pursuers to the floor. Aaron stared in awe. "You could do that this whole time?" She smiled faintly. "Not without strength. But my daughter's presence gave it back." Together, they escaped into the night sky. Back aboard the ship, silence settled. Ori slept, curled against her mother. Aaron sat at the controls, exhaustion threatening to drag him under. He felt a hand rest gently on his shoulder. "You've done more than save us," the woman said softly. "You gave my child hope. That is a gift I can never repay." Aaron looked at her, unsure how to respond. "She's strong. She got me this far." "You're strong too," she said. "Stronger than you know. And you are not forgotten. Whatever life you had before, whatever loneliness you carried, you will never be alone again." Her words sank deep, warming something hollow inside him. For the first time in years, Aaron allowed himself to believe it. Weeks later, as stars blurred past the viewport, Ori sat between them, holding both their hands. "Where will we go now?" she asked. "Somewhere safe," her mother said, squeezing her hand. Then she looked at Aaron. "Somewhere together." Aaron nodded, a small smile tugging at his lips. He'd thought his life was over the day he was exiled to Delta 9. But now, with a child who believed in him and a woman whose eyes promised more than gratitude, he felt something he hadn't in years.